Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at KTALnews.com and your Weather Authority app. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces, and this is your Monday morning forecast update. Heat will continue for most of us today, but over the next day or two, the northern Arklatex will catch a little relief, and I think there's a better chance most of us could catch a day of relief on Tuesday, as we will have a front that brings some rain to areas near and north of I-30 today. So those areas have been downgraded to the heat advisory. So if you're in that orange area there, that's where the chance of rain kind of late this morning, early this afternoon will be highest. Rest of us likely dry today, so the excessive heat warning continues for Shreveport. Heat index today will briefly be above 110 degrees, but we should feel the heat ease up for most of us on Tuesday in that area of high pressure that just baked us in the triple-digit temperatures last week. It has reorganized and kind of shifted back to the west here, so that is going to allow, again, this little front just to dip down across the northern Arklatex today. And you can see quite a few storms ongoing to the north of us along that frontal boundary here, and expect a few of those will move in north of I-30 by late this morning. So the Storm Prediction Center, they do have a marginal risk of severe weather as far south as I-20. That just means the ingredients are there to see some strong wind gusts with some of the storms today, and a lot of that has to do with the high heat and humidity, which will lead to some of those strong winds today. But basically, if you're north of I-20, you could see an isolated severe storm, but again, the storm threat will be fairly low today, but I think a little higher for us on Tuesday. So taking a look at your Robinson Futurecast today, really doesn't show much, but I do think we'll see some rain maybe dip down as far south as Texarkana this morning, this afternoon, but Futurecast does dry us out pretty quickly this afternoon. Notice another round of storms late tonight could impact the northern Arklatex early tomorrow morning, and again, Futurecast may be a little underdone on the rain chances tomorrow, of actually showing a decent amount of scattered storms kind of shifting south, maybe through I-20 tomorrow afternoon. So that would be our hope for maybe a break from the intense heat in Shreveport. Sure enough, tomorrow we actually could see some areas in the 80s as well as the low 90s. So you can kind of rejoice here in the northern Arklatex. We'll see a little bit of a temperature drop for the rest of us, but that will just be temporary, as again, the heat will be back with us Wednesday through the upcoming weekend. And you can see the rain here is nothing to get too excited about, as we'll likely see less than an inch of rain in most areas, and that would account for any rain coming through today as well as Tuesday. Did add a few new burn bans. Sabine Parish now on the list, as well as Upshur County in Texas, and again, probably will not see much in the way of measurable rain for these areas until maybe late in the upcoming weekend or next week as well. But the heat is going to continue once we dry out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're back to near triple digits, and will likely stay there through the weekend, but this high will likely reorganize again and move over us, which is why we have the triple digit heat in there. But again, the high next weekend looks to move out of the way, so we may see some relief late in the weekend, maybe early next week as well.